Hey, what's going on? And welcome back to another episode of
Tea Time with the TGirls.
So, on today's episode, we have a really great episode ready and prepared for you. It's piping hot now. Because it's so hot, in honors of our tea time, we got some
Boba.
Who loves boba out there? I know we do.
Thank you so much for getting boba with me. You know, it's not really that deep to get a sugared beverage with black balls.
In today's episode, we wanted to really talk about what is a woman. Finally debunk it. Let's get it out of here. Let's tell everyone the harsh reality of what really is a woman. So.
Me.
Well, man. It's okay. I mean, I'm a man too. So, what is a woman? You know, everyone wants to define it by, do you get a period? So if you get a period, then that makes you a woman. So let's open the can of worms.
Yeah.
What is a woman to you?
Oh, I know women are...
Woman or woman?
Women or woman? Which is it, plural or singular? So I think a woman to me, just by the way I was raised, is just knowing like what a woman is through watching my mom. She would dress up, she would put makeup every morning no matter what. Like she was doing it for her. So I'm like, oh, that's very feminine. She always wore mini dresses and skirts. So to me, that's what being a woman is. You know, especially
so putting on makeup.
Yeah.
Is being a woman. So if a guy decided to transition and put on some makeup and be feminine, does that make him a woman?
He makes him a fraud.
No, really. Do you believe just the makeup is a woman? That's a woman? Just putting on makeup makes a woman?
No, not just the makeup. There's also like things that are involved, but from my eyes, when I think of what is a woman, I know that's not what makes a woman. But to me still, you know how you are who you become because of how you were raised. You know, like that's what makes you who you are, is because of your past.
Yeah. And
I would always see my mom dress up and do her makeup and do all those things. And she would always not be like the alpha. She would be very, I wouldn't even say submissive, but she would always let my dad do all like the leading, the decisions, the main important decision maker. You know, she would do all the stuff like around the house.
Alpha, by the way.
Yeah, alpha. Like you. That was you. That's you now.
That's me now. No, so really, right? So what is a woman? Is it just, you're talking about femininity, you're talking about makeup, you're talking about looks. What about being, right? Who you are inside. Do you think that being a woman, can you really truly feel, is there a feeling to feel like a woman? Because, you know, a lot of people might say, I identify as a woman. So what are they really identifying with? Like the makeup, the hair, do you think that there's any type of feeling within yourself that you're like, oh, this is why I feel like a woman, because of this type of feeling? For you, is there anything that makes you feel womanly?
Well, people can think that they feel like a woman, but we will never know 1,000,000% by fact, because we were not born genetically as female. So we would never understand. Only only females that are born naturally can say that, you know? So I could say, oh, I have similarities. I know what it feels like, you know, but I can never know exactly how it feels.
Oh, I love that you brought this up because I talk about this. I'm always like, I feel like I'm never going to be a female. I know that I'm never going to be a female because I don't know what that feels like. I don't know what it feels like to get up in the morning and one day have bloody pants. Like, do you know what I'm saying? Like, have a period, like having cramps and everything that embodies that whole part of being a female. I don't know what that is. So, does that really embody a woman? Like, the moment that you get a hysterectomy, do you stop being a woman because you now not have a period anymore? Do you know what I'm saying? Yeah. So, for me, I feel like being a female and being a woman is two different things. Mm-hmm. It is quite separated. I believe that you can be a woman even if you were born male. And that's just a fact. Because I believe that in society, you could be a woman, you could be accepted as a woman, especially if you are a person that, you know, doesn't tell people that you're trans, which is something that we call in the community stealth, right? Stealth means somebody who lives their life appearing to be female and living the female experience without really truly knowing what that is, right?
Kayla, Evelyn, Greg.
Who's that?
Oh, sorry. I had something in my throat.
Oh, okay.
Sorry.
So like you have Tourette's now? but really, you know, so I really do believe that, you know, you can be a woman, transition into a woman without being female. I think you could really have the experience of a woman as long as people accept you in public, I think, and see a woman in the outside. Because I feel like being a woman is makeup, is hair, is clothing, specific types of clothing, you know, like skirts and pantyhose. Like, you're not going to see a man rolling around in pantyhose and skirts unless he's trying to be feminine, which feminine is attributed to being female, aka a woman. So I think that in the transgender world, a lot of transgender women need to really accept the fact that they're not a female. They're never going to be a female, and we're not appropriating females. Like, I believe that as a transsexual, we're born this way, feeling this way, because something along the lines of biology, something happened where we were just born the way that we were, and here we are living our truths, right? So now we're talking about being stealth, and there's a lot of women who go on and they want to be stealth. So I respect it. It is what it is. And stealth means just hiding who you really are, right? Do you think? That's how I see it. I think like hiding that you're transgender or transsexual.
I wouldn't say hiding. Maybe the better words are not disclosing.
Not disclosing who you really are.
Who you are. Like, but I mean, it's also saying, like, do you, even regardless if you're this or that, do you say right off the bat when you meet someone, hi, I'm gay? You know what I mean? Like, that's not what defines you.
You typically can see gay. Just like you can typically see trans.
Can you though?
I think so. I mean, if you think about it, anytime that you see a masculine looking female.
But sometimes these masculine women are not trans.
That's what I'm saying though, is that a masculine looking female is attributed as being transgender.
Yeah.
You have people that have deep voices that are females out in the world, and people mistake them for being not a man, but a transsexual. Yeah. Do you know what I'm saying? So I think what I'm trying to really get at is that being transsexual is never going to be normalized unless more people come forward and go out and be who they really are, which is a transsexual. You don't want to embody or pretend that you're a female, because if this game keeps going on and on and on, and all the transsexual women just keep hiding, like they transition and then you hide, then there will never be normalcy when a man meets a woman and says, oh, you're trans, okay, cool. Like, no. Society, I don't think that is at that point.
It's not at that point, but there are those trans or whatever you want to call them that they do believe that they are a woman.
But woman, you mean female, or woman, you mean what?
Woman, female, they think they were just trapped in the wrong body, and they still convince themselves mentally that they are a woman, they are female. They just came out with the wrong genitals.
Yeah.
So there are those people, and I've encountered them through, with work and stuff. And because I tried, I'm really friendly, so I try to befriend somebody.
Yeah.
And they didn't want to, what are you talking about? I'm a woman.
Yeah.
But then you go ahead and tell me that you do angles to hide your testicles. So it confused me.
So there you go. So when you have, okay. So that's the thing, right? Like, what is a woman? When you think about like definitions on like what is a woman, do you believe that a woman can have a penis?
I don't, but they do.
Who's they?
Like, for example, that girl that also does content, and she believes that she is a woman. She was just born.
Penis?
Yeah, she believes that she was just born in the wrong body.
But why not get a sex change? If you really believe that.
In her eyes, that a woman is a mental state. It's not. I'm telling you, that's why it's
okay. Let's talk.
Well, with what you're saying, that let's normalize, but nobody. I'm telling you, even when you have other trans women try to get you to support your beliefs and normalize what you're trying to do here, not everyone, because some people are that demented that they think they are a woman regardless of how
reality.
Yes. I'm telling you, these people are delulu, and it's scary. That's why there's all of this, I identify. It's because people are getting crazy.
But that's what I'm saying here is, what is a woman? What can be identified as a woman? And like, where do you draw the lines of really, if you really believe that you're a woman, right? Like, why not go all the way? Like, why not really be a woman and wake up every morning and have a vagina? And do you know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like, personally for me, it's like, I think that's why the word woman, I separate from female. Because I believe that whether you have a penis or not, you can be a woman. The category of woman is appearing to be female. That, I believe, that is a woman, is appearing to be female. That's a woman. Because I don't think that being manly or masculine, like beard and, super short haired, like buzz cuts and like
bowl cuts.
And you know what I'm saying? Like, just masculinitis. Yeah, masculinitis. Like masculinitis. Well, being masculine, I think that should never be the goal of being a woman. I think being a woman is trying to be feminine or being feminine. I think it's like, I think all females can be women, because what about the male to females, right? Or the females to males. The females to males. The females to males no longer want to identify or as a woman, so then they transition to being masculine, which now attributes to being a man. So I think like society really needs to work on really just respecting people as a man or a woman in society, because at the end of the day, me and you go in public and people accept us as women. They think we're females. If somebody doesn't know us, they think we're female.
And also, let's face it, trans women have a harder time versus trans men. It's easier for people to accept that a genetically born woman wants to turn into a man, and it's not perfectly okay, but it's not as talked about as much.
Yeah.
It's kind of like, okay, because it's like these people are like, it's a woman, they could do whatever they want, it's a man. But when a genetically born male, it's like, that's a man. Like, that's like the highlight of the show.
So what do you think about like here we are, me and you, fighting for, acceptance really, and trying to shine a light on what it is to be transsexual. And what do you think about transsexuals that think like living stealth and not fighting for the cause and coming out, just being who they really are, right? Like, do you think that it's fighting for the same cause, or it's fighting against it? Or do you know what I'm saying? Like, do you think that society will ever get to a point where they're going to accept transsexuals in society as transsexuals if not more women come out and be who they are?
Of course, but that's just, we're part of history, because remember how the gays before, they were underground, and it just took time. It takes time, and more like, we have, you converted me into becoming open, so just even that. And I was like the most stealthiest person ever, like I would get so scared of everybody, like anybody found out, oh my gosh, they're gonna know. But now I don't give a shit anymore, Yay! I don't give a shit. Read
That's
me.
right.
Yeah. So I think just as gays were before, and how they had to work up to how they are now, it's still not accepted, but it's so much more accepted than being a trans person.
Yeah.
So I think it's just going to take time, and more people that get comfortable in their own skin and realize, hey, you know what? It's not a bad thing to be trans. It's not something you have to hide. It's not something that's going to hurt your job. It's not going to something that's going to hurt your relationship.
Yeah.
So all those things, when people start to get more comfortable in their own skin, and other people will see that. They're going to be like, oh, it really isn't anything.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I remember back when I was stealth, girl, I would hear the worst things said about trans people, and I sat there like, like, oh my God, I'm trans, like,
Or you've had some guys, like, remember, like, working at the club, you're like, oh, that's a man. I'd be like, oh yeah, I can tell. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Like, oh, she's trans. Like, why are the dudes over there?
I
know that's happened to you.
They'd be laughing at the guys because the guys love the girl.
They do.
Because she was one of the girls.
They love it.
They did. But, I really love, what we're doing. I really believe that it's moving a step forward, because being part of the LGBTQ plus community.
IA.
Oh yeah, I forgot those.
Yeah.
I keeps getting longer and longer. But being part of, did you know, actually?
Fact.
Yeah, here's a fact. Did
Fun
you
fact.
know that there's more Gen Z people that identify as part of the LGBTQ plus IA?
LGBTQ, yeah, IA.
But more people in Gen Z identify being LGBTQ than like ever. Isn't that wild?
Yeah.
Like, that's crazy. So really, like, normalizing transgenders and transsexuals in society, I think it's really truly respecting everyone's label. And unfortunately, like, people don't want to get labeled, but we need labels to identify things.
Yeah.
That's how language works. So,
But the labels are getting out of control, though. There's like 1,000 labels, and it's just like people will get offended. Sir, ma'am, sir. That's why in like some countries they say ma'am, sir.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yes.
Let me ask you something. So, do you get offended if somebody called you sir?
Well, I mean, if it was in person.
Yeah, in person. Like, someone's like, okay, sir.
Of course. If I'm wearing makeup and my hair is done, that is definitely targeted towards me. So, you know what I mean?
Would it hurt your feelings?
It wouldn't, but I would lash out. You want to sir? You want a sir? I'll give you. Yeah. You want a sir? I'll give you a sir.
Yeah.
So. But it's never happened.
I know.
Yeah.
I don't get offended. Like,
yeah.
Well,
I mean, has it ever happened to you? No.
No, it's never happened.
Yeah, exactly.
But I'm talking about like even within like our friends, right? Within our friends or something, like sometimes like I'll talk about like being male and like sir and all of this stuff, and it's not that deep. Like it's not that serious to where it's gonna hurt my feelings. I feel like for me,
What do you mean?
like for me, like if now I joke around about me being like trans. Like I
Oh
don't,
yeah, I think if you can joke around about your past and your history, it makes you seem like you're comfortable in your own skin. Like you know who you are.
exactly.
That's what it gives off.
I feel like the people that get offended are the people who really have something within themselves that
Yeah.
are trying to be more than they are. Like,
Yeah.
I get it.
Insecurity,
I get it
1,000%.
Yeah, like I get it when you're first transitioning, you don't look that passable. So you're trying to be, you know, a woman, and you're on your way there, and you will get called sir on the way there. And I think like lashing out and acting like a sir is not going to compliment your ladylike features, you know? So it's like, what is a woman? Well, being ladylike is a woman. Being feminine and gentle is a woman. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I think that's what identifies, you know, a woman is all of these different features, like period or not, you know? Now, I'm not going to sit here and fight and say that a female, now it gets serious. Now it's like, okay, well, you can't sit here and tell me, well, I'm female. And it's like, oh, really? Which part?
But the thing is, a lot of people don't think there's a difference between female and woman. Like, that's why we're educating them. That's why there is a difference. Because when people think female, woman, oh, they're the same thing.
So how do you feel about men, like, going on dates with stealth girls? Like, do you think that, at what point do you think girls should tell the guy? Like, you know, because obviously we have girls like us that pass and go on dates and do stuff, and it's okay for us to go on dates. People in the comments have roasted and said, oh, you're so wrong. For example, me with my relationship with my husband, they're like, oh, you're so wrong for have not told him first, right? And we ended up hooking up, and he didn't have a problem with it. So why does the rest of the world have a problem with me not have told my husband? He obviously liked it, and here we are today, right? So, I mean, do you think that as men are going out in the world, they're trying to date a woman, they see a woman, right? So, do you think that men should ask the female or the woman that they're going out with, like they're like on the first date, do you think they should be like, so are you a female or are you a woman female? Like, or are you a woman or are you a female? Like, do you know what I'm saying? Like, do you think it should
like,
be
were you
asked?
born? Okay, so I mean, I've gotten this a long time ago. Like, even when I was pre-op,
They're like, are you a female?
no, like, were you born a female? That's what they're saying now. Like, were you born a man or a female, or were you born female?
And how did you react? How did it make you feel?
Like a man.
Really?
Yeah, of course, because I'm just like, wow. So then I felt like, wow, I look really manly in their eyes, you know? So of course that made me feel bad.
Yeah. Do you think that's why guys don't ask girls even when they're suspecting?
Yeah, because I'm sure it's happened. They're like I've asked like genetic girls the same question and they still get offended. Of course, who wouldn't? You know what I mean?
So,
Especially
like,
if you know that you were not born. I would be more offended as a genetically born female to be called a man versus one that was born a male.
yeah.
You get what I'm saying?
All right, ladies, let us know. So, if you go on a first date and a guy asks you, so, were you born a female? Are you really going to get offended? I don't think that a genetic born female should get offended. She's like, I'm a female and it is what it is. Like, why should she
just
get
like
offended?
knowing that I was born a natural female, I would be like, well, so you're saying I have masculine features. I look
And
hard.
And the guy would be like, no, you don't look like a brick. It's just that these girls are very passable nowadays. And
well, now, yeah. So now you can't really tell who is a woman and who is a man.
So that's what I'm saying. Like, do you think it's okay for guys to go around asking females, like, on the first date? Because what if that's what they're looking for? Some guys want the wetness, gushy, gut. You know what I'm saying? And it's different. Like, you know, the natural born vagina and the post-op vagina is different. And that's why I think, like, I think the post-op girls need to come out, all of them, because, you know, our pussy puss, honey, is searched out, honey, and it is custom made, custom flavors. And really, like, guys are out here trying it, and they're like, ooh, that's good. You taste so good, you know? Or they're all like, ooh, you feel good. And they have no...
Like, are you a virgin?
Exactly. And the guys are out here trying, you know, post-op puss, and they don't even know. Like, we can't even get credit for that good puss because...
Girl,
you know,
I've done anal and the guy's like, oh, you're so tight, and he didn't know what hole he was in.
What?
Yeah.
Are you serious?
I'm telling you, it's happened more than thrice. Men don't really know the difference between holes unless they're like eyeing it and be like, okay, which one am I in?
Oh, what? I mean, girl, I've had sex with a
1,000 people?
No, I've had sex with like a woman before, like a female woman, and I knew what hole I was in. Like, do you know what I'm saying? They feel different.
Depends on what position you're in.
Explain to me what position you're going to be in that they're going to be confused about which hole it is, girl.
Are we going to give them the scoop? Probably like laying on your side. Laying on your side. Uh-huh. They won't know.
I guess What about the gushy gush gush?
And then especially remember I told you before, the one hand underneath the pillow and the one hand on the pool. They're not going to know.
I mean, okay, so I guess there's a way. I've never really done it like that. Like, I've never purposely gone on dates or anything purposely to have sex with someone and not tell them. Never in my life.
Yeah.
If I ever, like, hooked up with someone and didn't tell them, it's usually because we were drinking and one thing led to another and I was just, like, already in the middle of it. So I'm like, okay, I guess. Like,
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I feel like you find yourself in a more dangerous situation to tell them something in the middle of making out, or they kiss you, and then now what do you do, like, after they kissed you, right? Like, you're gonna run off like a crazy lunatic and be like, I can't, like, no, like, you're just gonna enjoy the moment. They're gonna enjoy the moment, but it's like, how far do you go before you realize that you're like, ooh, this might not be what they were looking for?
But a lot of times is you have to try what you don't like in order to know what you do like.
I mean, there's some people out there that would say they don't need to eat shit so they know that they don't like it.
Well, you know, maybe if they did a little written job, they don't know. Maybe they like it or not, you know?
Oh my gosh. So yeah, I guess. I think really overall, like, just being a woman it embodies a lot of different elements, and we need to start separating, you know, what is a woman and what is a female, so we can be able to have our proper place in society.
Yep.
So
we need to have a woman's bathroom and a female bathroom.
I mean, to be honest, I don't know why not.
And an MTF and an FTM.
And then an all bathroom.
And an all.
I mean, no, honestly, you know, that bathroom situation, if we had restrooms like this, like, there's been times where I've wanted to use the all gender restroom, but there's a male and female or a man and women restroom. I do not go to the third restroom if it's a busy place because I don't want to feel targeted. Like, I feel like that's the thing. I don't want to be targeted.
But I've been seeing a lot of all gender bathrooms, and that's like actually
Starbucks.
Yeah.
Starbucks has an all gender.
Oh, they do? Is it all gender?
Yeah. You don't go to Starbucks more often?
No, I don't go.
Well, they do. They have all gender. And here in Vegas now, they're starting to actually put all gender bathrooms. So.
Okay.
Yeah, I know. But yeah, so I'm really glad that, we got to explain to everyone that what is a woman, and what is a female. Like, to all the girls out there that, want to embody a female, like, girl, do you and be you. Like, give yourself your place in society as a transsexual, because at the end of the day,
you will always be trans.
Well, that's true. You will always be trans. And, people will not accept transgender people in society until we start giving our place and stop hiding behind males or females. So go out there, live your truth, because at the end of the day, that's all you have.
And don't forget to wear lip gloss.
And cheers again with the boba.
Yes.
Because it's not that serious.
Because this is what friends do.
Oh, I love you.